the places Kala marked. I should be able to establish a spatial bypass here.
You are determined to risk your particles being rearranged for this alien technology?
You're just sore you didn't come up with it yourself.
I have other priorities, in case you fail to notice. Keeping you alive, for one.
And that's rewarding enough for you. Kala, are you there?
Nama? Yes, Kliko, I am here.
I'm at the first location. So what happens now?
Use the cube with the right components to create a rip in space.
Rip in space, yeah, so you keep saying. Okay, so I need all these components? Some seem very particular.
I'll give you a list of the appropriate components. They are a little different here than in my homeworld, but they should serve their purpose.
I see, okay. I'll call you again once I have the basics. All right, seems like I need all the parts to make this work. Let's see what we got. I did it! It's done! Kala, are you there? I established the first spatial bypass, the first rip.
Yes, Kliko. I've seen the energy surge near you. You can use any rip to get back here.
So I should be able to fast travel between here and the home base now. I need to establish more points if I want to get around quickly.
Yes, Kliko, you can build more. I'll give you a few more places that fit. It doesn't work everywhere.
Got it. Let's try this out now, shall we?
No. You risk being translocated to your grave.
It was a hypothetical question, Hive. I really don't need your opinion.
This technology goes against all science. I thoroughly disapprove of it.
Would you be familiar at all with the cave systems of Aethor 1?
I was recently there, as a matter of fact. There were quite a lot of nasties down there.
Those caves contain some mycelium samples we are seeking. They are the key to us being able to complete our research in the Kait Nebula. We don't have the means to return to the collection site, especially with the dangers about. Unless...
I know that look.
Well, in that case, you're familiar with the drill. Our institute provides ample funding for fieldwork. You would be generously compensated.
Is it really so important?
It is vital to our understanding of the universe. Why else would we take the risk of remaining here?
Yeah, thought so. So, what is it you need then?
We have been tasked with analyzing examples of certain species that live within the nebula. Please review our requirements before you leave.
That's quite a hefty list.
Descriptions are included, with possible locations. For the most part, They are spread throughout this system.
Okay, I'll see what I can do. No promises, mind you. I am a busy guy.
Only the scans are needed. We will make certain you are adequately rewarded.
We'll see about that.
This area is teeming with life. Must be the clouds.
I've spotted one of those shadow creatures. Fast little bastard. What can you tell me about them, Hive?
As far as is known, each being is a sentient colony of UV-averse polyps. What it feeds on, or how it reproduces, are two of the greatest mysteries of extraterrestrial biology.
Well, that's what we have scientists for, I suppose.
The scan was successful.
Another one for the collection. In these slimy meatballs.
They contain a highly concentrated dihydrogen sulfate with a
I said I don't want to know, Hive. I think that spore is on the list for the research station.
Yes, it is.
And better get to it.
The scan is complete.
Ugh, I think I need a hot shower after this.
Our contact is limited to a mere stream of data.
Still...
The scan of the spore was successful.
Obviously, Hive.
Clearly no appreciation for what I do for you.
Thank you, Hive. Got it. I feel a bit sorry for it. But I'll be glad if I never have to look in the mouth of a cave worm again. Ugh, this must be the mycelium the scientist was mumbling about.
Yes, this fits the requirement listed.
Let's do the scan and get out of this sticky situation. These are not sticky or ugly for a change.
Transparently so.
Remind me the next time I'm offered a task, I only do non-slimy things.
If only you would listen.
Crossing jellyfish off the list. I'm glad we only have to scan it.
I concur. I would have protested bringing such vile microbes onto the ship again. They could have spread to my circuits.
Ha! Like you get a say in this hive. That's all the scans. We can head back to the BRI bioplant.
Yet another detour from our pressing commitments.
I know you like these scientific expeditions, Hive, even if you won't admit it.
They do engage my memory banks a little more than repetitive dogfights.
I thought so. Guess what? I have all your scans.
Really? Now that is fantastic news. Everything, you say?
Yep. Shadow creature, a thorian worm, mycelium, acid pouch, and so on. The whole slimy, creepy, cryptic mess on file.
Everything. Yes, yes. Everything. Well, thank you. I will see to it that you are properly rewarded for your efforts.
I'm glad you're here. This place is creepy. Quiet, but spooky.
Compared to an ancient tomb, it's not so bad. What are you hoping to find at the bones?
A clue to when the species went extinct. Vacuum is a preservative. Well, in some ways. See, if I can find a sample of marrow, then I can cross-index with a historical record of stellar radiation and... Sorry, shop talk. You're probably not interested.
I wouldn't have asked if I wasn't interested. Let's get going, Doc.
Well, here we are. Let's see what the Commissioner has to say about all this.
Adam, I must admit I have some trepidation about how events appear to be escalating.
As far as I can make out, Hawk is here in a diplomatic and intelligence capacity. We just need to get the word out to keep the peace.
Now what took you so long, Roslyn? I thought you knew how to navigate the DMZ.
You haven't been straight with me about the mission you sent me on, to the lunar colony.
Well, my mission here is over, and I have no further assignments for you, unless you want to make yourself useful for once and give me something this massage droid cannot.
Damn it, Hawk. We know about the Sacred Comet, and we know its trajectory. You sent me to check how close Blakemore was to finding it.
Any violation of the comet of Eshahar would result in the end of any toleration between our races.
Yes, I know. Spare me the lecture. Traitor Tareen, the Okar warrior who wanted to be a cleric. Another anomaly of the DMZ. What strange bedfellows you two make. The Okar consider you an outcast. Why do you care whether we go to war?
I may have pursued a life of religious contemplation, but I would still fight to protect peace. The return of Eshahar and the discovery that it is in danger has reawakened my sense of commitment to my faith and my people.
Interesting. And you obviously found Mr. Roslin receptive to your concerns. If it wasn't for you, I'd leave this godforsaken place once and for all. But I also hate unfinished business. And perhaps I underestimated you from the very beginning. Okay, let me fill you in on some of the details. By all appearances, you have found the comet before Blakemore. Unfortunately, the Okar are also aware of his activities. They are preparing a preemptive strike against GMB's lunar colony.
That would trigger a war.
Indeed. And as it happens, you have found me after appraising the Federal Council of the situation, and they have resolved, quite disappointingly, to let affairs play out on their own. I asked to parley with Emissary Sareth in order to buy time and allow me to handle G&B myself. However, communications have suddenly ceased. There is a sub-faction of Okar hardliners agitating for war. My suspicions lead me to believe that they have something to do with this.
I get the feeling you have the need for another covert operation.
You and Tareen might be the key to solving this impasse. It's not like I can go in with a fleet cruiser, guns blazing. This would get me the leverage I need to stop Blakemore. As previously agreed, you would receive full amnesty. You get to keep your base, and you gain free passage out of the DMZ.
Tareen, what do you think? You up for this?
I do not expect to receive much welcome from my kind. I am the errant example that spawnlings are warned of.
You're still an Okar. Even if I reach the emissary, he has no reason to listen to me. But together, I'd just be curious enough to hear us out.
Perhaps. Of course, whether we can reach the emissary alive is another question.
So, Tareen, what can you tell me about these Okar hardliners?
They call themselves Okar Prime. They seek to reclaim all space lost by the arrival of the Colonials. Any opportunity to trigger a new war would suit their purposes perfectly. Their sentiments do not reflect those of the Okar majority, however, who are happy to remain in a separated peace.
Assassins! God damn it, Adam. What's taking you so long? I got Maddox breathing down my neck, and he is kicking up a stink.
Hey, Delia, the Commissioner sent us to make contact with the Okar about the situation. Sit tight. I'll keep you posted.
That was the last.
I heard about Redeemers, scientists that went mad. Are they always that intense?
Pretty much. So, let's not linger.
Sending coordinates for the remains.
Oh my gosh! The bones are huge!
Throttle back, Doc. I see Redeemer patrols. You hold station here, I'll run ahead and clear them out for you.
The spoilers! Tarnishing the Avatar! All are needed! All!
Another to Stardust.
I don't see any more of them. Is it safe?
Safe as it ever gets around here. What are you hoping to learn?
I'm looking to establish a timeline. When the cluster was first colonized, there were rumors of megafauna in Kait Nebula, leviathans.
Sounds like a drunk spacer's tale, but...
But giant skeletons!
Hostile contacts.
Focus on your scans, Doc. I'll handle them.
All are here, all! Slay the despoilers!
contacts. Redeemers.
Doc, how much longer?
I don't know yet. These are bigger than I expected.
No contacts. We won.
This entire system is controlled by Redeemers. To claim we won would be flagrant exaggeration.
Pessimist.
Objective fact.
Mr. Roslin, come see.
So, is this your drunk spacer's tale, Doc?
Nothing like this has been seen in decades. I ran my tests 3 times to be sure. These bones, they're recent. Radiation decay suggests these have been in space only a few years, and I found a residue that might indicate their point of origin.
I have a hive unit aboard. Maybe he can analyze that.
A trivial task. One moment.
Look at this skull. This creature might have had the highest mass brain seen in nature. I wonder how intelligent it was.
One must not mistake quantity for quality. A massive cerebellum may indicate inefficiency. The materials and ratios of the residue are a match for the atmosphere of Chanat at a depth of 300 kilometers.
Janat, the next planet over. Could Leviathans travel interplanetary distances, or did someone move the bones here?
Let's go find out.
It's a big planet. Where do we start?
I see 2 areas of turbulence below the cloud deck, like large objects are blocking the jet streams.
More skeletons, you think?
I don't know, but my ship can't go much deeper. Could you check them out?
Sure thing. What was that noise?
The turbulence subsided as you approached. Did you see anything?
A flock of winged creatures. Did you copy that signal?
What signal? Play it back for me.
Replaying transmission.
Whoa, that got a reaction.
They appear agitated.
Doc, that signal drew more flying critters. They swarmed me.
The cloud grazers. Why would they react so violently?
Let me check that other area of turbulence you saw.
Signal on the 1558 megahertz band.
Sounds different from the first one. Play it back, Hive. Let's see what happens.
More cloud grazers arriving. They are as vexed as the previous group.
Whatever that noise is, they sure don't like it. That's the last cloud grazer. Dr. Kapadia, can you detect any more turbulence down here? Doc, you copy?
I have lost her transponder fix.
Give me a marker for her last position. Maya.
The ship is disabled.
Salvation in their bones, their blood!
I was waiting. Gotcha.
scary. Thanks.
The Redeemer with the harpoon left behind some kind of gas cloud. Hive, what is that?
A fly-through sample is required for analysis. The gas is a musk secreted by cloud grazers, pungent but harmless.
Why would Redeemers collect that?
Why do Redeemers yell at clouds?
The screamy guy showed up when you replayed the second signal. I think they were hunting whatever makes it.
If I may, the transmissions patterns suggest intentional composition.
So the radio bursts were saying something?
They were communicating something. Communication is not necessarily speech. One cannot translate birdsong into words.
Fine. Can you tell us what they communicate?
In time.
The shooting scared off everything within 100 clicks. Let's relocate and try again.
See any of those anomalies here, Doc?
Maybe. Deeper, less distinct. Plenty of cloud grazers, though.
Redeemers again.
Wait, don't attack. Let me try something. It worked! Suck it, screamy guys!
You got the Cloud Grazers to attack? How?
I bounced the first signal off the Redeemers. Made it look like it came from them. Signals provoke cloud grazers to huddle up and make them aggressive. I think it scares them. My theory is it's a hunt call. Whatever makes that signal preys on cloud grazers.
Something down here hunts the Cloud Grazers, and the Redeemers hunt whatever that predator is.
Analysis complete. Each signal begins with a sequence that corresponds to the geomagnetic coordinates of its origin.
So repeating it any place else is gibberish. Can you synthesize a transmission from this position?
Done.
Here come the Cloud Grazers.
Whoa! There was something rising fast. Huge. But it veered off at the last second.
Any hypothesis? We know the Redeemers gather musk from cloud grazers. Perhaps it is to disguise themselves. A spacecraft is a foreign object here.
The life forms here think we smell bad?
You do live in that flight suit.
How about this? Find more cloud grazers, shoot them, and douse your ship in musk. Maybe then we'll see what's sending those transmissions.
Nasty stuff.
I believe we have masked the scent of our ship.
Let's try this again.
Transmitting.
The signal's back, rising fast. Behind you, Leviathan!
Hi, all power to engines. in the Leviathan's intestine, I think.
Seriously? Can you send me a video feed?
Done.
Oh my gosh! I can't believe we found an actual living Leviathan. What an opportunity!
Opportunity, sure. How do I get out of here?
If you upset its tummy or poke the right autonomic reflex cluster, maybe it'll spit you up. That's how most critters work.
Unidentified life forms.
In here? How?
Oh gosh. Of course they'd have a gastrointestinal ecology, but are those parasitic or symbiotic?
Either way, they don't like me.
There are electrical pulses traveling through those fibers. Could they be axons? Nerves controlling those muscles?
Doc, the path forward is blocked.
A constrictive muscle. I wonder if Leviathans have multiple stomachs.
How do I get through it?
I'm guessing here, but cutting the axons might cause it to relax.
They regrow that fast. How do I proceed?
The axon fibers are in clusters. You can tell them apart by color. Can you find a position to cut several in the same group at once? If they're all severed, they may not regrow.
The path to the next compartment has cleared.
We should study those further. Regenerating axons could cure some forms of paralysis.
Doc, are you seeing these clusters on the wall? What are they?
Microbiota, except they're huge. So, macrobiota? We all have symbiotic ecosystems in our digestive tract to break down food. These are macrobiota astrocetacea.
I'll grab a sample for you. surviving Redeemer drones all the way in here?
They appear to be harvesting the macrobiota.
I don't know what they want with it, but they're not getting it.
Oh, when that explosion went off, the Leviathan's distress level increased. It definitely felt that.
So if anything blows up in here, it gives them indigestion, which includes my own missiles. Swell.
Oh, look! A nacreous accumulation. I didn't expect that.
What? Is that dangerous?
It is a composite of organic and inorganic materials, formed in response to irritation caused by a foreign object.
There may be more further in. Maybe entire pearls?
Pearls. I know what those are. So, pretty valuable? Ugh, weird little wormy things.
Ooh, they're definitely pursuing you.
Well, I'm definitely shooting them.
They're parasitic. Don't let them attach to your ship. They'll try to extract nourishment from it.
Why does everything in here want to eat me?
The papillae, I mean, the wavy limbs growing out of the wall. Could you touch one? Shoot it, or bump into it?
Sure, if you want.
Leviathan twitched when you struck the papilla. Sorry, the wavy limbs. I see muscle activity up and down the tract. I think they trigger its gag reflex. If you hit those too often, it'll vomit you up. Or sneeze you out. I don't know which. I mean, you'll want to get out eventually. Just, you know, not yet.
Got it. No touching the big wavy limb things until I'm ready to vacate.
I'm forwarding my diagnostic data on how agitated the Leviathan is. You'll know when he's about to spit you out.
What's going on?
The Redeemers are back. They're attacking the Leviathan.
Doc? Hey, Maya!
Her ship may be disabled.
We need to get out of here.
Deliberately provoking the creature seems warranted.
Restrain the beast. Lift it beyond the sky, into the purity. Let its breath be taken, and the carving begin.
Stop! These creatures are endangered. Probably.
Stabilizing.
Ow!
Mr. Roslin!
Horizon locked.
The Leviathan's leaving.
All destroying, unconquering.
We have more urgent concerns.
Unworthy. Defiler. The bones of our transcendence flee.
Are you alright?
Just fine. I'll get you home safe, Maya.
They were going to haul the Leviathan into space. It would suffocate.
The only hunting method possible for the Redeemers. It is too large to kill with conventional ordnance.
Why are the Redeemers hunting Leviathans?
Even if they cared to explain, I doubt their motivations would make sense to us.
We were to be luminous, untethered. The flesh of the beast would give...
What were they yelling about when the big ship blew up?
They thought something found in the Leviathan would let them transcend?
A fantasy of lunatics.
They don't need to kill them. They could have flown inside and left, like you did.
It wasn't that simple.
The Redeemers may still harass the Leviathans. However, that tractor vessel was required to hoist them into space and suffocate them.
Doc, we just discovered an extinct species. You should let people know.
I already sent our files over Eterna to BRI, Colonial Fleet, the Okar, anyone who could protect them from hunters. Even if Leviathans aren't intelligent, if they're just... oh gosh.
We're not food. You're welcome?
Remarkable.
That was the greatest thing I've seen in my life. Oh, I already have a response from BRI. They want me to report to the bioplant facility here in Kait Nebula. Wow, a modern facility on the frontier of exobiology.
Have you ever been there?
I'm sure it'll be great. You should meet me there. I can share my data analysis with you.
I'll stop by. Fly careful, Doc.
Looks like a research outpost?
You are correct in your assumption. It is called the BRI Bioplant.
And I guess those tanks are where they store specimens? I wonder how they cope with those religious freaks in the same neighborhood. Let's pay them a visit. I sure hope they'll be all right. That station won't hold up against a concerted assault from the Redeemers.
They are professionals. They know the dangers they face by remaining here.
Hi, Mr. Roslin. I was just... everything's fine. Feel free to dock.
Do you read? Might as well take some protein pills and shut down the comms.
This place is not in great shape. There's only 3 other staff, and Redeemers stole most of their equipment.
Want me to escort you back to Prescott?
No. If this is what it takes to get BRI looking at Leviathans, I'll do it. Now that I can identify their transmissions, I see them all over Chinat.
Sounds like you're gonna be busy.
Yeah, but listen, BRI approved a study program. I can guide that remotely from here. The thing is, I need someone in the field to perform biopsies on living specimens. From inside?
You want me to get eaten again?
Yes, for science. You can harvest macrobiota, and if you find anything else valuable, I can help you recover it.
I don't know, Doc.
But I have a regular research stipend now, not just lunch money. I can subcontract you.
All right, if I have time when I'm passing through Kait Nebula.
Yes! I've got some field equipment to help. It's a little homemade, but it should work fine. First, a container to store excess cloud grazer funk for later use. Second, plans for a musk ejector. It'll attract a Leviathan on use. I'm setting up a network of observation satellites over Chinat. When I see jet stream turbulence, I'll call you.